I have received quite a bit of emails from several of you in regards to last Friday's Insider Circle call. And so, as a way to be efficient, I wanted to address each question because a lot of you were asking maybe similar questions. So, I think I can address the 4 or 5 points. I think it was five. Abigail and I took the weekend to work on us, and I promised her I would stay away from email for the weekend. Now, I might have snuck in a few emails to some of you while Abigail was not looking and mentioned that I would address each question. So I think I can answer the umpteen emails in my inbox in this brief video, and then I'll kind of send this video to Jennifer later today, and then she'll add this to the Insider Circle page. And then from there, this coming Friday, we can dive into this a bit more on our next video call. So this video is going out to all of the brokers that have been asking me, how can I help them raise the down payment for your project? So this is for anyone that has a 100 million or above project that needs funding. So this video is not going out to that person that needs 30 million to construct an assisted living facility, but rather for a wind farm that might be at 500 million, and maybe on that project they need 2% down and need help with raising the 5 to 10 million. Today's business landscape might be changing, but your business growth doesn't have to come to a halt. Okay? That's what I have come to realize. Instead of looking at the times we're in as an economic crisis, I think I'm hearing from a lot of you that you think that's the case. And my recommendation is, instead, let's look at it as an economic transformation, one that businesses must adapt to. Why? In order to survive. So I'm going to go over this briefly with all of you, and then we can go over any specific questions any of you have on this Friday's Insider Circle call. So let me go over 4, maybe 5 points, and this is just from memory. Well, I'm just seeing the different points I'm wanting to make in the trees. It's just the way my mind works as a more of a visual. So here goes. How do I say this? I want to choose my words very carefully here for all of you. Even billionaires need to raise money. Keep that in mind. Let's take someone, for example, like Elon Musk. Each time he launches a new company, he's going to raise outside money for it, right? And why? Because that's just using wisdom. Why should he only invest his own money? Rather, it's been my experience that whenever it is that you are talking to legacy families that are stratosphere kind of uber wealthy, they understand the importance of leveraging other people's money. So number one, first point, leverage relationships. Sorry, I wasn't sure which path I was going here. Whenever it is that you're seeking capital, I'm going to recommend that you access your network about your latest project and tell them about your funding needs. Okay, I know I do help a great deal of you out with my contacts, and let's remember, you too have relationships. Leverage these relationships whenever it is that you're seeking funding, even if none of your current relationships can invest directly. Some certainly will know, and they may introduce you to someone who can. Oh, here's the next point. Number 2, let's get creative on deal terms, okay? I think a great investment is going to make sense for both the investor and the entrepreneur, okay? I think what happens a lot of the times, whenever you're ensuring the investment works, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get creative on the deal terms. Okay, let me move to the third point. I have a feeling some of you might ask me for an example, so maybe give the investor a small equity percentage in the business. Maybe monthly repayments for some of their investment, and here's another idea, maybe adding a small percentage of your future's sales. Right? I know what you're thinking. Most investments include either debt/loan, or equity or royalty payments. And so what I'm recommending for all of you do is that you think, there's no rule that you can't get creative. Almost hit that branch, when you're combining terms. And when you do, what I've noticed, you often make your deal/company, it's just going to make it more appealing to investors. So let's go to number 3 here. Sell investors on the opportunity. I don't care how good your company or investment is, you're going to have to sell it to the investors. I don't care if it's a billionaire like Elon Musk. It doesn't matter. I'm sure someone like Elon Musk is constantly convincing investors why his newest venture will be a success. So before I go to number 4, I think 4, yeah. This tree just reminded me. You must prove to investors why your company is going to be successful and why they're going to get a solid return on their investment. Okay, so whenever it is that you're talking with investors, get specific. Don't just say you're going to succeed because you have the best management team. Explain the precise credentials of your team that make you the best. Okay, let me move to number, 5. Don't take rejection personally. Guys, I've been rejected hundreds of times in my money-raising careers. The fact is that your investment is never right for everyone. You need to accept that you will get more no's than yeses when raising money. Oh, I just hit some water here. We had a lot of flood. Oh, another thing, don't let the no's get to you. Remember, you only need one yes. So even after 10 no's or 25 no's or 50 or 100 no's, you need to keep going, guys. And listen, you need to persevere. If you believe you've got a great company or opportunity and that it can provide a solid return to your investors, then never back down. Okay, I think we are, did I cover 4? Yeah, I think we're I think we're at number 5, which is going over how you need to strategically incorporate investors' feedback. Can't believe I almost forgot that one. Probably the reason is I used to not be very good about that. So I'm going to recommend when investors say no, use that opportunity to get feedback. Specifically ask why they didn't want to invest. Sometimes it has to do with your deal terms. Other times it has to deal with maybe concerns about your business or business model, right? I think it's important to strategically assess this feedback. Don't blindly follow the feedback or advice, okay? I will say that. Sometimes I've noticed, it may or may not be accurate here, okay? And particularly if you're hearing the same feedback from multiple investors, I'd probably start considering what they are saying. Think about it this way. If multiple investors are saying that your management team isn't strong enough, then it's generally time to probably start agreeing with them and immediately start to, what's the word I'm wanting to use, bolster your team. Oh, in the same way, let me also, similarly, this whenever it is that I'm having trouble raising capital, here's what I do. I modify my project and or deal terms to better adhere to the needs of investors. Let me close with this. Raising capital is essentially a partnership between you and the entrepreneur and the sources of funds. So the larger your network, the more potential funders or referrals to funders you will have. After that, it's about creating and selling the opportunity that funders can't resist. Never give up, but also don't be stubborn. Realize that feedback from those that say no can often be, you'll find that it can be invaluable to your success to raising capital. So that's it. I think I'm done. I'll talk with all of you this coming Friday's Insider Circle. Oh, here's another tip. How many of you believe that verse, you've got to ask in order to receive? I do. I trust that most of you do as well. And if so, let me remind you, that verse is not bitch and you shall receive. And so if you actually think that I'm going to take the time to do this video while I'm on my morning walk and then not put in some, I almost fell quite a dip here. Now that I mentioned Elon Musk, you think I'm not going to ask? I mean, wouldn't it be kind of hypocritical of me to encourage all of you to ask, and then all I do is put out a brief video? So let me kind of close with this. And then look at this as a teaching tip for all of you. Just share from your heart. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trust that this will get in the right person's hands and that somehow Elon Musk will see this. So Elon Musk, if you're watching this, I trust this did get to you and it is to your benefit to contact me. I wrote out a business plan several years ago when you first started SpaceX, and the business plan that I put together was titled Mars Colony. And my dome communities would be ideal for what you are wanting to accomplish. I'm currently raising funds for a manufacturing plant in Puerto Rico, and the exact robots that you use at your Tesla plant are identical. So here's another ask. I heard a rumor the last time I was in Puerto Rico that you are wanting to acquire new robots, and if that is the case, I am also asking that you donate your older robots to my plant. With the amount of purchase orders that I have, that is the asset that I'm going to bring to you. And together, you and I can help several families that lost their homes because of hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. That is my niche, or our niche. You and I will help fill the need in disaster relief. Have your people contact my people. Well, I don't have any people, but if you call the 800 number on our website, I do have a virtual assistant that answers. And if you say that you are Elon Musk, I will be sure to get her to patch you through to my cell. Or you can email me. If I see your name pop up, Elon Musk, I promise I'll get back with you. Now, if my email was to say Jeff Bezos about his O'Neill cylinders, I might just take a little bit longer to respond to him. I'm strategically contacting you instead, because I know you and I are cut from the same cloth, if you will. Last thing, Mr. Musk, when you make an investment into Worthy Domes, you're affirming your commitment to ending homelessness. And we're going to be building a community around the world. Together, you and I will empower more men and women to create more domes that positively impact worthy communities domestically and across the world.